Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, who's this? Is this Ben?
Hi. No. I'm Dave. I'm down in Arizona.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Hi, Dave.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm good, good.
Good. I'm always like, I guess, the first person on, but gives me a chance to hit mute and continue with life until everybody else joins.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Good. You be going to the event?
I will be, yeah. Yep. Flying in the day before, and yeah, I've never been to anything like that, so I have no idea what to expect. Should be,
Yeah.
I guess, exciting.
I hope so.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, me too. Thinking about this. So.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been following too much of what's been going on the past ever, so I'm really new to it all. Very
okay.
green to the expo. Yeah, I've never met anybody ever, so.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Me neither. This is all too
Where
new.
are you from?
Toronto, Canada.
Oh yeah. I think I was chatting with you last time.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Okay. Or the early risers, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I'm basking in the sun down here in Arizona. It's a little. I know it's a little chilly. I do have a down vest on, but it's very pleasant in the sun. I think the rest of the world is sub-zero. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky now, but I do have to fly back to Massachusetts Wednesday, and they're getting a big storm tomorrow. So
Oh.
I haven't figured out why people like in the snow belt have to have me fly to them for Christmas. They can come out and enjoy Arizona. I'm
You think,
more than
huh?
happy to host them. Yeah, it would be very nice. But
Wow, that's
instead, they hand me
crazy.
a shovel and say, oh, you remember how to shovel
Door.
snow, right?
Yeah, what part of Massachusetts are you going to?
Well, let's see. We're going to Rhode Island first, Providence, and then back to my hometown of Worcester, which is Central Mass.
Oh, it's true. I've heard of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's about 40 miles west of Boston.
I've been to Boston. Yeah, so I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my old stomping grounds, and nice to go back because I do like the seafood, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
always nice to come back home.
Of course.
Mm. Mm. Hey, it's 2:00. Nobody's here. I mean, we're here.
Look, people are
Where's the
joining.
crew?
Hey, this is your
Are they?
buddy Fox.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Who's that,
How's it going,
Ben?
guys?
Yeah,
Good,
that's
good.
Ben. Hey, Ben.
Good afternoon. Is that David?
I am. How are we?
David from Sedona.
This is the place. Yeah, very sunny out here. Sorry. I was already apologizing for the sunny weather.
Man, so
Hello.
that's our man, David Furukawa.
From Atlanta, Georgia, in alien country of Paramus, New Jersey.
Yeah. So David,
Travis.
got here yesterday, and we went for a walk down by the ocean. The
Nice.
flowing, and how warm was it, Dave? Would you say?
It was freaking cold.
Next thing I know, you're going to be visiting David in Sedona.
That's right. Bring it on.
Yeah, I was on actually a Manhattan boat ride last year in the middle of the Hudson in middle of December. So I know that frigid cold. Yeah. Yeah.
As were we last year, and I didn't wear a jacket like a say the word, but
So
howdy. You there, Ben? I was having technical difficulties. Well, I'm up here helping Ben to promote the Unblinded Movement conference in January. Okay. Well, I met Ben several years ago, and he had seen our website. I'm the Chief Experience Officer and co-founder of a company that provides accessibility for not only the blind and visually impaired, but all disabled, including the cognitively disabled, the hearing impaired, and the mobility impaired folks. So we provide orientation augmented reality. So what that means is through the use of a hybrid GPS/Bluetooth beacon system, we can provide, additional detailed information to help the user better understand where they are and what they're trying to get to or what they're trying to find. Because as we all know that, all the navigation apps like Seeing Eye GPS, Microsoft Soundscape, and there's a gazillion, plus Era, plus, there's so many. But they rely either on wayfinding, which is point-to-point navigation, or you're relying on an agent to tell you, what's in front of you. But the problem is, of course, if you don't have a cellular connection or a Wi-Fi connection, none of those systems work. Whereas with our system, we utilize GPS when you do have data connection, but if you don't, the Bluetooth functions regardless. So that helps, particularly in the event of disaster scenarios. Like, I live on the East Coast, so or Southeast, so we had, several hurricanes come through where there was power outages for upwards of a week. And that would totally put a lot of us just completely indoors if we didn't have, a different type of system that provided that type of valuable information. So we can put these Bluetooth beacons anywhere, which is indoor or outdoors. So it helps us, locate things like elevators, emergency stairwells, but it also has the ability to provide any type of information. So say, for instance, you're in a restaurant, it could direct you to the restroom, and not only to the restroom, but which one is which gender, right? There's still not a lot of transgender restrooms yet, but certainly information like reading the menu aloud, or say, for instance, a wheelchair-bound person, where exactly is the wheelchair ramp? So, so it's oh, have I been off?
No. So one thing I'm excited for, Dave, is when FAR comes out to this event, January 10, 11, and 12 in Jersey City for the Unblinded movement, you generously offered to bring FAR beacons, which will correspond with our cell phones and give us navigational description information to help us find our way around the auditorium. So thank you for doing that. And I want to let everybody know Dave is the Chief Experience Officer for FAR. And he and his trusty guide, Doc Sampson, have been traveling around the country, going out to different leadership conferences in the blind tech industries. And they came out to AFB Leadership Conference in March. I met them originally at which is the largest technology conference in the Midwest. And they made it accessible. It was awesome. As you walk past the door with your phone on, with your Bluetooth setting on, it'll let you know what's taking place in that room, right, at the conference that you're at. It's pretty awesome. You can interact with the menu as well. And so that technology has been donated, that use the technology at the Lowe's Theater in Jersey City. I'm very excited for this, Dave. And I wanted to tell you thank you for doing that. And everybody, what will be interesting is when you roll up and you get out of an Uber or the bus or what have you, when FAR is on your phone, and we'll have some links sent out later on about where to download this. Dave, if you can get that ready for people to how to get the FAR app, and we'll tell people in another webinar how to use that and explain that. But check it out. When you get out of the car, your app will tell you how close you are to the front door through FAR app. Right? When you get to that front door, there'll be another place, another app that will take you further into the theater and so on, right down to where you're sitting. And that's amazing. It's technology today is amazing. There's a lot of different technologies out there, but FAR is very useful. Appreciate you guys, Dave. I appreciate you coming out.
And it's free.
So everybody, thank you for being here today. We're just doing an info huddle check-in. So what we have to announce today is that we've talked to a hotel, and we've got a pretty good group block rate, but I said group and block at the same time. So it's like group block rate, $139 a night, which is half price or roughly half price. And it's the Marriott in New Jersey City. It's directly next to the train station, which is amazing. It shares a corner. So you come out of this building, you walk less than 400 feet, and there is the train station right there. And it's one stop down that train station to Lowe's Theater train station. So the Lowe's Theater is right next to the train station, one stop away from the hotel that we have a group block rate at. Yeah, I got that. I said it right. Dave, did you hear me say that right?
I did.
So guys, Dave is actually with me today in Sean Callaghan's office in Paramus, New Jersey. He flew in from New Jersey, or no, flew into New Jersey last night from, where'd you come in from, Dave?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlantic, Georgia. So it was a little bit cold. His guide dog, Samson, wished he had a coat, I'm pretty sure. What do you think about that?
Come on.
Okay. So would you guys like to go ahead and go down the call and introduce yourselves? I'd like to see who we have on the call. And why don't we start with Dave in Sedona. Send us some of that warmth.
Hey. I'm telling you, bro, you don't want to hear it. I am Dave here in Sedona. It's sunny and 65 right now. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. And as I understand it, sir, you have a very cool clothing line that is helpful to our community. Would you please tell us about that, sir?
Outstanding, thanks. Yes, a werewolf gear.
I'm sorry, what
high
was that?
visibility. That is a werewolf gear.
A werewolf gear.
Yes, and that is high visibility clothing for low vision people. Philosophy behind a werewolf gear is that we all, I believe, need to be seen without really being obnoxious, looking like a traffic cone. So there's a fine line between not wanting to draw attention and needing to be recognized as people we might not see others approaching. And I think the message is really important that we let them know that, I might not see you, so please don't, walk into me respectfully. So I've created a line of clothing that works on high contrast with bright colors against a dark background, and lettering on all four sides, front, back, and sleeves, that says blind. So that lets people know, lets their brains engage and say, okay, he's bright, but it says I know he doesn't see me coming. So it engages the pedestrian or driver on a number of levels. And I try to make it as attractive and appealing and hip and cool as possible, again, without looking like a traffic cone. So very excited about the product line. I don't go anywhere without it, in town or on the hiking trails. Very important on the hiking trails for bicyclists, hikers, people with dogs, to know that I might need the right of way on tricky slopes. So I found tremendous importance to this line so far, and I'm just crazy excited about it. And I will be bringing samples to New Jersey, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I'm just crazy excited about it. So looking forward to meeting all y'all.
That's genius. So you're like the,
thank you.
You're like the opposite of Waldo.
Here I am.
I love that so much. And Dave, I think you guys are going to be good friends, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but what's in the name, right? Looking forward to meeting you, Dave.
David means beloved, right?
Oh, you both are to me. Hey, so Dave, I wanted to tell you what just happened right there in your introduction. That's exactly what we're all about. Thank you for that. And I wanted to say, when I first saw a werewolf online, I had to reach out to you immediately, and that's the type of gravitational pull your product has, because it's a product and it's a service and it's very needed. And what I wanted to say in this group of people on the call today, we're going to come together, and there's going to be a group of us that we've been talking before we ever met. We're going to join the rest of our crew, and there's going to be a room of people that are going to watch what we're up to. And Dave, that's very appropriate, very appropriate. And I want to wear one of your shirts so that I can be very visible. I love it. And that's what
I hope you're a medium.
All about.
Yeah, Ben, I hope you're a medium. That's all I have, but if you're not, we'll stretch it fit. No!
I got to get on a diet ASAP. Thank you. Nasreen, are you on the call?
I am, Ben.
Nasreen, I'm looking forward to seeing you on January. And would you please introduce yourself to the folks on this call and tell us what you're up to in the world?
Yeah, sure. So for those who don't know, I'm Nasreen, and I'm a Canadian, Toronto, Canada. Woohoo! And sorry, I got a bit of a sinus thing happening here, but and so yeah, it's not something like in Arizona. It's kind of cold and snowy out there, but that's to be expected up here. And basically, my whole thing is I'm involved in like workforce training, development, recruiting and sourcing, that kind of stuff, job readiness. Trained over 400 VI people in the past couple of years, 4 or 5 years since we've been in existence. And I'm always looking for new social impact causes to be part of. currently I'm in part of another impact cause looking at bold, blind beauties or women in the community, and working with my good friend there on that project. And so I'm always going, looking at projects and workforce development training and that sort of stuff. So I hope to see some of you out there as well too. And this is, to be frank with you all, this is something really outside my comfort zone, and this is something completely new for me. And so I'm looking forward. I'm excited, and I'm getting everything sort of prepared to come out there. All my little I's dotted and T's crossed, if you know what that all means. So I'm excited. Let's see. I just hope we don't have a blizzard, so so that at least we can still fly in. But yeah, that's the only thing that'll keep me is a blizzard. So nice to meet you all.
We're all family, so we'll all help each other outside of their comfort zone.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And I have to say, as somebody that in the last 5 years myself, has experienced the blind services and getting back to work, you know, it's been people in blind services such as yourself that have helped me to be able to get out of my comfort zone. And I got to tell you guys, like, as we prepare to do this, and as Sean has so generously bestowed these 100 scholarships to our blindness community, and I'm reaching out at short notice, inviting people to buy plane tickets and book hotels and come out and hang out with us, it's an honor. It's truly an honor. And I look forward to it. It's amazing, super amazing. So looking forward to seeing you. And one more thing that's really interesting is, like, the background I come from is in journalism, and that's really the only thing I went to school for. And the thing I loved about that was writing feature stories and finding that everybody I met, like it's so interesting. And if you really think about this, you'll know it's true. It's like everybody's got some beautiful story inside of them, and when they tell it to you, they light up. And one thing we are going to do is we're going to turn to the left and the right and interact with the people to our side, and we're going to tell them our own unique heroic identity. And both of you, David and Nasreen, you guys have both done that just now. That's a beautiful thing, and I really appreciate that. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oksana, I see you out there. How you doing?
Well, hi. I'm doing absolutely fine. I'm not sleeping so far. It is after midnight here in Russia. Hi everyone.
Hi,
It
Oksana.
is very interesting. Hi, and I was actually waiting for this call today, and I will stay with you until the time I'm too sleepy. Well, because I'll have to work tomorrow. I will have to start my business day at 10 o'clock. And actually, I've been working, I told you before that I've been working for a Russian DPO, Disability People Organization, as actually employment program coordinator. And also I'm working as an independent disability consultant for one big Russian bank. And I'm testing applications like a website, mobile application, and I give them different consulting about the inclusion, about employment for people with disabilities, about how to act, how to interact, etc., etc. Also, I love during my, in my spare time, I love singing. Music is my life. Music is my love. And I've just came back 1 month ago from vocal competition from Krakow, Poland, and I spent a wonderful time there. It was like a vacation and competition at the same time, and I was really happy about this. It is international competition, and talking about this training, about this conference. Actually, I am really excited, and I have different emotions. I have some barriers to go through, but I think we'll be able to find solutions, maybe talking to Ben or to others. And well, I hope to see you all guys.
Definitely. This is a global movement, and you're proving it.
At least I'm trying, and thank you for accepting me in your community.
Now, there's no acceptance. We're all family, like I said earlier.
Yes, and I was trying to participate in morning huddle. Actually, it was your morning and my midday because I had a little time during my business day. I decided to skip everything, to leave everything behind, and just to listen to the conference. Frankly, I didn't quite understand and I didn't quite get into it so far. I need maybe more time, and the problem is that there could be some bad connection. I mean, internet connection or something, because I couldn't understand some of the words, and I was trying to get everything, you know, the whole picture. But I hope I'll manage.
You know, Oksana, I'd love to talk with you sometime this week. And I recently had a coaching session with Orly, and we went over the 3 specific days, like previews, right? We have 3 days of preview that we'll do, or we'll have 3 days, right, to preview each day. And start out with self-mastery. And that's the power of getting yourself to do things. And if it was so easy to get yourself to do things, you wouldn't say like, I don't want to get out of bed this morning. And getting yourself to do things in self-mastery is about being prepared and about the mental psychology behind that feeling of knowing you're prepared. And that's one of the days. Another day we talk about process mastery, and that's the science behind how we do things. And I love this because it's like you can have all of the self-discipline and self-drive to get up in the morning and to go work out. But if you're anything like I was in high school, you go to work out really hard, and if you don't know what you're doing, you just hurt your back. So process mastery is the science about how you do things. So there's self-mastery, that's one day, process mastery, that's another day. And if you partner self-mastery and process mastery, you gain influence. And the third day would be about influence mastery, and about different elements behind influence mastery, and about different cool things in the world that are possible by merging ecosystems in ways that make sense organically with the people around you that you already know and that are right there in your own personal ecosystem. When I say ecosystem, I just mean the natural things in your world already. And just by thinking about things a little bit differently and having a different business philosophy, working in partnerships and teams, we can do more. And that's 3 days that we're going to talk all about that. And I'm super excited to tell you more. And we can have an actual coaching session. I think it'd be great, specifically because you're coming all the way from Russia. I think that would be awesome and very appropriate. We can talk offline about a good time to set that up.
Yes, and we should just sign up, you know, the time, just arrange the time talking to you and discussing everything. And I'm ready to, I'm actually at your disposal any day except Friday, because I'll be out at the external meeting. And by the way, this will be a big open talk about employment situation among blind people in Russia. And I'll be saying many, many things according to my international knowledge about, actually, according to international experience. And I want people to hear us, because we had a project this year. It was supported financially by Winchell Foundation. This is a British foundation, and they came to us, and I was the one who was talking to them in English, and I was telling them, okay, just give us money, okay, and we will try to do our best to employ as many blind people as we can. Oh God, the project was about to fail because there are mutual problems from blind people and from employers. Employers still don't want to see us, don't want to notice us as a workforce, unfortunately. It is so hard. I come to partners and I have meetings and I talk to them. I convince them to pay attention to blind community and visually impaired community, but they just listen, and that is it. They go to their offices and they don't pay attention to us. And I will take a big speech on Friday. At least I'm planning doing this. Thank you.
You're already an influencer, so you've already gotten to stage 3. So by honing all the other two masteries, just think what you can do after that.
What do you mean? I take your pardon.
Oh, you're already influencing the community at large about blindness and about our abilities. So imagine after you hear Sean speak and hear his formula, how much more.
I see. I see what you mean. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, Oksana, there's one interesting thing, and then we're going to move on. But I'll tell you, well, Sean and Adam Gigino were at Tony Robbins in Miami this last weekend. They met the gentleman, and I believe his last name is Gill. I believe his first name was Andrew or Drew Gill, and he books all of Tony Robbins' shows in Russia. And
I heard about the person who brought Tony Robbins to Russia. I think it was in spring.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. I was thinking it would be very cool to have you make a Facebook, like a Facebook Live or a video on our Facebook Live movement. And if you kept it about 3 minutes and practicing our unique heroic identity, just like Dave did and Nasreen did, and the other Dave has done that last time. If you can do one in about 3 minutes and put it on there, I'll make sure that they send it over to Mr. Gill for him to watch it about what you're learning right now and that you're coming out to this event in January. We'll send it on to him so he sees that. I believe he'll be there too. Maybe you guys can ride together. That'd be interesting. Fly out with that. So
okay.
That is my challenge to you. I know you've done one, but my challenge is a 3-minute challenge to say who you are, what you're up to, and what you're going to do in this next year. What are your goals? 3 minutes.
I will. Sure, I will.
I'm excited. I'll look for it. All right, you guys. I'm looking over here. I see we've got Vince on the phone. Vince, how are you doing today? I'd love to hear who you are and have you introduce yourself, please. All right. Let's see. We've got some other numbers on here that I don't see names on. Does anybody else want to introduce themselves before we move on?
Hi, it's Orly.
Orly. What's up, Orly?
Yes, hi. I'm probably one of your mystery numbers. Yeah.
Hi, Orly.
So could you tell us about yourself and what you're up to and just a little bit about your very cool, illustrious business background in about 3 minutes, if you could tell us. We're practicing unique identity expression.
Oh boy. Okay, 3 minutes or less. I have an extensive background in the corporate world in banking and telecommunications. I worked for a cell phone company for years. I have retinitis pigmentosus, and I was born in Canada. So now I have no more any usable residual vision. I've been a very active participant in advocacy and diversity, and I moved to Florida a year ago, and my life has taken a complete turnaround, and it's because I'm creating it, and I'm just about to finish culinary school this week. Woohoo! And that's been an incredible journey as a sight-impaired individual. It is my passion. And I live now, and I've had my moments, but I live with no limits, and I want to bring my messages out to the world through either culinary, through inspirational cookbook, my memoirs, and I want to give back to our community, the visually impaired blind community. I have lots I can share, and I am so looking forward to learning and and mastering the formula to apply it in all aspects of my life. And I'm looking forward to adding so much value to the Unblinded movement. I'm really excited for 2020. Is that 3 minutes?
That was awesome.
Yeah. So eventually, I will say my goal is I will, with certainty, however it unfolds, I will have a show. I want a cooking show. And it's to inspire, to teach. I have so many messages that I would like to offer. And that's a bit about me. Thank you.
Orly, I want to tell you thank you. Number one, what's so interesting about you, Orly, to me is like, you know, I'm so grateful for Sean. He's given out 100 scholarships to folks that are blind. That's amazing.
Yes.
But you went online and bought your ticket. You literally paid $9.97. You just got it refunded today. Thank you for your patience. Remind me. And it's like just amazing to me. And you came into this ecosystem through the Tony Robbins world. And not
correct.
Knowing Iffy or Kirk Adams or Dave Brutal or Nasreen or me. And that's just awesome. I just want to tell you, I'm so excited to see what you bring to the table. You've already brought so much, and I look forward to working with you. Does that point?
Thank you very much. Same here. And I did register and pay the money, not expecting a scholarship. And I'm very grateful, but I was prepared to invest in me and invest in my future and our community and the Unblinded movement.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Thank you. And it's just awesome. I'm really excited about it all. The whole entire thing I'm really excited about. And I just saw that we had Michael Benson come on in a moment. When you're ready, Michael, go ahead and interrupt me. I would love to have you introduce yourself to this group here. Tell everybody until Michael's ready to hop on. You guys, Michael came out to Sean's office last week and he picked me up and he drove. He's got a very interesting story about being I'll let him tell the story himself, but he's got a visual impairment himself. And what he's doing with his life is just a beautiful thing. He's serving our community in various ways. But anyway, he picked me up and we went out to the live broadcast live from NY On Air helicopter place. And we checked out the helicopters and we met some of the folks that'll be taking us up in the air to the donated helicopter ride. And I'm excited to tell you guys, and this is interesting. This is very interesting, and it's not a vulnerable moment, but it's an interesting story I'd like to share with you guys, because as I'm growing up, I'm learning that there's certain ways to address things and certain things not to say, and certain things that people follow. For example, like you know, we all have fought for rights, we've all fought for advocacy and stuff like that. I don't want to go down that road, but we recently said we got this helicopter ride as a visual experience donated for people to go up that are blind. Right, and the helipad is 4 miles from Lowe's Theater, and Michael Benson's got a limo donated. This is incredible. He might have paid it for us out of his own pocket. All I know is the Visual Experience Foundation and He Causes, Michael Benson's CEO of He Causes, they've got a limo. It'll take us 4 miles to the helipad, and then you'll go up in the air around New York City, come back and back to the event. How amazing. And some people that were blind rightly pointed out, like, hey guys, wouldn't it be great, there's more than one seat, if you took some other people too, someone who's blind, yes, someone who's sighted, yes, and maybe somebody else that's in like a special scholarship section group, and that's what we have. And so now here's the new announcement for you guys. And if anybody on this line heard me on the Facebook Live announcing that in not the very best terms, please forgive me and know I'm working real hard to try to find the best verbiage and terms, and I really, truly mean the best from my heart. I know Michael Benson does too. And I'm so excited to tell you guys, the helicopter ride is on. There's gonna be one person, we have 2 scholarship groups. Folks that are blind have 100 scholarships, and there's an upward bound college group, like these business students, right? And these are kids that are like young kids, like not young kids, older, young adults, but older kids, 19, 20, right? All on upward bound scholarships at this event too. So that'll be really awesome for one of those folks, someone from our community, and someone chosen from the general ticket admittance at random. Those 3 folks will be taken in a limo and up in the helicopter and back. That took me forever to explain it. Thanks for your patience. And on that note, you guys, Michael Benson, are you on the line, sir? With no more further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Benson. I see him on here. He might be driving, by the way, guys.
I am on the line. I'm trying to do multiple things.
Oh, understood. Roger that. I just saw you pop on, and I thought, there's a guy I can throw the mic to. So, Roger that. Thanks for popping on.
So I can make a couple of comments. I can quickly with you, Ben. Just to say, you know, I haven't been listening to the call, and I just popped on. I heard the woman right as I got on who actually paid the $9.97 without realizing that she was going to be scholarshiped. I think that's absolutely awesome. And as we're involved, you know, I am not totally blind. I am, you know, I am visually impaired and high level visually impaired. You know, I've had glaucoma since birth. And one day we'll tell the funny story how Ben was trying to give me directions in Jersey City the other day. Quite comical. With the two of us in the car, and it was getting dark because I don't drive at night, and it was pretty comical. But anyway, as far as what we're doing, we're taking one of Sean's energies, which is the fun energy, and we're merging ecosystems. So to give you an idea on how this system really works, it's not about just taking someone for a helicopter ride. What it's really about is, well, first of all, as someone who does visually impaired and blind events, you know, we never discount where people are like, well, why go to a basketball game, or why go up in a helicopter, or why take someone to Niagara Falls if people can't see? And that's a misconception that the population and the public have, because we know that there's a mind's eye and people are, you know, we just got back from Niagara Falls, and some of you know Sherlock Washington. We took Sherlock Washington up in a helicopter at Niagara Falls. And when you hear him explain what he was seeing and feeling in that helicopter, it was really, really something, just even for me to hear his visual experience. And so when this whole thing came together about merging ecosystems through fun energy, hey, let me tell you something, folks. This helicopter company, New York On Air, between Facebook and Instagram, they have 1 million followers, 1 million. And as we're out there showing them that there's more than just telemarketing for blind people, this is not about just taking someone for a ride. What we can do through having fun and giving someone an experience, a blind person, a business person, an upward bound person, besides that, we're going to send such a powerful message as you guys are the mentors, right? The business people, the entrepreneurs that are kicking ass and taking names regardless of vision. And that's really what this is about. So we kind of see this. We got a great announcement. I'll say it for the first time in this call. 2012, there's a woman, her name is April LaFew. She won Mrs. Florida, Mrs. USA, and went on to win Mrs. World. And April is someone who has RP. And April is very high functioning, but her sister is already blind from RP, and her 2 kids have RP. Well, that's our special guest. April's going to be flying in from Tampa, and she's going to be at the event on Saturday, and she's going to be in the helicopter. And that's what we do. We're merging with her ecosystem. Now, April, by the way, is on Home Shopping Network. She's also on Good Morning Tampa as a fill-in, and she does all kinds of different acting and different events. Well, that's good. We're going to tap in this message to her following and her ecosystem. So, and then the third thing I want to tell you that just happened in the last few days is that I run a company called Beat Causes, because we're about all disabilities, not just, although I have eye problems, we want to help everybody. And for 2 years, I've been trying to get Nonprofit Pro, which is a very big organization for the nonprofit world, because let's face it, you know, I run a nonprofit called the Visual Experience Foundation. Very difficult to raise funds. There's 1.8 million charities out there, and we built technology, and we're starting to put affiliates around the country where they can start a home-based business with Causes and bring on businesses, and consumers can shop, and 10% goes to their charity that they love. And I've been trying to get Nonprofit Pro to write an article for 2 years, and they've snubbed me. I sent the video of Ben and I in the Lowe's Theater, and they called me on the phone and said, we'd love to cover this and do an article. So this system that Sean is talking about absolutely works. And together, we're going to send a huge message by simply just having some fun at the same time. And that message is going to carry through not only the 1,500 business people that will post it, the 1 million followers of the helicopter company, the followers of Mrs. World, the article that's already going to go out to Nonprofit Pro, to all the other organizations, and then it's just going to go from there to all the different I groups, and that's the power of merging ecosystems. So I hope I've really explained this better than maybe it's come across, like we're, because we're not about, we're really about, sending a message that you guys are the mentors, and we all need to have one hand up and one hand down. We all need a mentor, like someone like Sean, and then we need to go out to those people that are behind us. There are people that get diagnosed with eye disease, and they're home, they're shut in, they're jumping in bad relationships, they're drinking, some are considering suicide because they just can't imagine living after blindness, and you guys rock. So that's the message that I have, and we're excited to be part of the Unblinded movement. And also, I got to tell you, I love what Ben is doing with Almost Blind. There's a lot of folks out there living in the hallway, and so I love that Almost Blind movement as well, and we should all tap into that. So thanks, Ben, for the opportunity to speak on the group today, and we look forward to being on the calls, and we're excited.
Michael, thank you so much. I wanted to tell you guys, we're forming a movement here. They don't say forming a movement because the movement's already formed. And when I look around, pun intended, when I look around to my left and my right, it's awesome people there. It's awesome to have you guys here because this movement is growing. And what we're building, we're doing it together. And Michael Benson, I have a lot of strength and courage in me and stuff like that. And I think that's needed to go out in the world, whether you can see or not. But since I've met you in person, I have even more strength and courage. I want to tell you that. Thank you. David Furukawa, since you flew in last night, my strength and my courage has grown even more. So thank you. And that's the community to each other as friends and as colleagues and as coworkers and as the fellow blindies. How awesome is that? And another thing I'm noticing as I'm growing up again in this community is that it sure is a small community. And it's a big old world out there. But blindness does not discriminate. It does not see borders or color or creed or financial bank account numbers. Yeah, and that's something that all of us in this call, even Michael Benson, share blindness. So I have some respect for that, some reverence for that. I have a lot of faith for what we're doing, and not just with the unblinded, but just what we're doing as a community. So I'm excited about that. Anybody else on the call want to introduce themselves, and we'll talk a few final details about the event, and then we'll close up because we got to respect time. Anybody else out there want to introduce themselves? Got a couple more people? No worries. All right, guys. So January 10, 11, and 12, Jersey City. The closest hotels are one train station away. I'm going to drop a link in right now onto the chat. And this chat link that I'm putting in, this is just like, it's a landing page. It's got the most basic information and up-to-date information for our crew. On the very top link on this page I just put in the chats is a link to the hotel. I will have block rates available in the next couple of days for people to book, and everyone will have until December 30th to book at this block rate of it's $136. So there's no rush to book it today. And I just got to sign the contract and work that out. We have until December 30th to officially book and get all that set. So what I like about this, I went out, everybody, with Michael Benson. Thanks for taking me out there, sir. And it was fun to find our way back. We had a good time. And we checked out the theater. We walked the ground. It's a beautiful straight shot. You go in the front doors and there's no twists, there's no turns. It's one straight shot. To the right and the left of the front doors are concessions. The bathroom is right there in the front. We actually, there's two sets of bathrooms. They're going to have the downstairs bathrooms because they're smaller and they're just right there accessible. They're going to mark those for just you know, VIP folks and for people with disabilities or special needs, and that's us. So that's kind of nice. So just FYI, and the large bathrooms are up the stairs. So when we go in, bathrooms are right there. At some point, and this does not need to happen today, I just want to throw this out, and this will be the call. Like, we're going to do this once a week, one of these calls, and if you can cop on, do, because we're talking about things like this. Check this out. Where do we want to sit in this auditorium? Because this is serious. Like, I've learned my lesson, and I want to make sure I bring things to this group before I make announcements to the best of my ability. And so, like, it's been asked to me, like, all right, Ben, what do you think about seating? My thought, and like, again, we can bring this up, this isn't being decided today, is that there's, you know, one of us in every row. But I don't want to tell people they can't sit by their friends. But if there's 4 or 5 people that are blind all sitting in a row, when you turn to the left and you turn to the right, you do an interactive exercise, you're going to be asking somebody next to you about their background. They're going to tell you about blindness. You're going to tell them about blindness, which is awesome. But part of the awesome opportunity we have is to absolutely integrate out into the room at large. So I'm throwing that out there. If anybody has any comments on that now, I'm all ears. Otherwise, I'll bring it up again next week when people have had time to think about it.
I think we should sponsor some of the business people. In other words, link one of us with 1 or 2 of them.
That's an idea that I've heard. I like that idea personally. Everybody's different. Does anybody else have any thoughts on like a buddy system for people in the room? Somebody that's sighted with somebody that's not sighted.
I think this is a good idea to mix together and to be with people who we have never met. I mean, actually, I hope they'll be interested, and we are just on training. And whenever we attend any training, it's not necessary that we sit next to our friends or people who we know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like the idea too. Like, if we have to split up and saturate the room, then I think it's a good idea to have maybe people who want to volunteer their time to be with one of us, and kind of, because we don't know. I mean, what's the agenda? Like, is it like an 8-hour affair in that room? Is it a 6-hour affair in the room?
Yes, there will be,
you know,
8-hour to 10-hour days in that room.
Wow.
And we'll have like lunch breaks and stuff like that. And I'll just put it out there, because we have such a wonderful group of people and restaurants right next door and tons of places right within walking, it will naturally occur that someone you turn to the left to and turn to the right to say, hey, you want to go to lunch? So I'm just putting that out there. However, the buddy system right there, that would be a perfect situation for that. You know, hey, it's lunchtime. You know what I mean?
it just makes things easier and goes smoother, so you're not left behind or anything like that. I mean, 1,500 people in a room is pretty, like, can be pretty chaotic, especially if a large sum of those can navigate their way out a little easier. For us, it may take a little time, all right? Not that it can't be done, but it just would be just a little bit more, I think, smoother, like Oksana was saying. And it would allow us to integrate with them, for them to understand us. I mean, listen, if you guys got 100 students, why not talk to that group? Why doesn't Sean talk to that group and say, hey, we've got 100 blind folks and we pair people up?
Oh.
And I mean, those are scholarships, free scholarships there. And students are always willing to help. And, you know, that would give them an opportunity to kind of network with us as well, too, and see the value in us. They are the future leaders. So that might work. I don't know, just an idea.
I would agree a little bit, because we are, in our organization, we pay too much attention working with students, because we go to different universities and we explain about disabilities, different types of disabilities, and they are very appreciative and they like what we are doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that's a great suggestion.
Thank you. Maybe Sean can make that happen for us, Ben, and we can have a buddy system. I know I'm supposed to meet I don't know, Samantha somewhere there. She's my buddy. Then I'll look for her. I'll give me encouragement to go find her or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that kind of thing.
Idea, and I'm more than happy to keep talking about it and take it up. I want to absolutely give anybody an option to message me, like even privately, because here's the deal. I've recently been in rooms where we're talking about different types of things, and somebody's like, I don't like that idea, say something, because they didn't want to go against the group. But I also want to say, I like this idea so much that if we were to do it, it would not be required by any means. I want to say Kirk Adams, I don't know if you're on this call right now or not, but I know that Kirk Adams will say, hey, I'm all set. You know, he's the CEO of the American Foundation for the Blind, and he's got people that absolutely will be on call to help him with that kind of stuff. And you know, he takes pride in traveling independently, you know, and some people are that way. And I really, really respect that. And one day, you know, I'm not sure, maybe I'll feel, I like the idea now, but I want to tell you, if you're out there and for whatever reason this idea does not suit you, I hear that.
It should be an option, then. It should be open-ended. If somebody in the group doesn't like that idea, that's fine. It's okay. You want to travel.
Absolutely.
You know, it should be an individual, an individuality. Yeah.
Freedom is our everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just want to let you know I jumped back on.
Kirk.
And whatever Nazreen says, I agree with.
Thank you.
That's good.
Love it. Thank you.
Diplomatic.
About you. I hope I was correct in what I was saying.
Say what's that?
I said, I hope I was correct, sir, what I was saying. I said, if Kirk Adams was there, I'm not sure what he would say about having a sighted guide. I wasn't saying whether he'd be opposed or not. I said, but I know that you travel independently often. I'm sure that's something that
I also use sighted guide often too. I mean, you use whatever tools.
Absolutely.
But let's say it's not a
on.
really guide. It's a chance for them.
It's a networking opportunity,
learn
really.
about us and to know people, blind people better. And I bet people would come and offer some kind of, I wouldn't call it help. And I wouldn't call it the sighted guide.
Exactly.
I would call it just people around.
Oh.
It's a great way to connect. I just wanted to give quick big feedback. I just attended UPW Miami with Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power. There was 13,000 people. I went on my own with my guide dog, and these were 12, 14-hour days. And what we're talking about right now is exactly what happened for me when I was there, and it was very empowering. I was connecting with the same buddies, and it was a phenomenal experience for on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm very excited for everybody in this room, ourselves, everybody else. I'm very excited. So, okay. So as of right now, at that topic, I will take that to Tiffany Schoonmaker and Adam Gichito, who I take any accessibility stuff to. And I think that they will love that. And that idea was brought up recently by somebody that was asking if we would be offended. We brought that up, and I said, let me go out and call. So thanks for taking time on that, guys. As far as like other issues go that we've got right now, I'd like to have like a running list of questions. And I don't want to volunteer anybody for this, but I have a couple people on this line right now that we've used the word deputized in describing their role. And if anybody would volunteer to be a person that takes questions and is the keeper of questions, and you can come to me and I'll go to people, but remember to come back to me and go back to the other person. We're going to have a lot of questions going forward. Do we have any volunteers on this line right now to be the keeper of questions and go-between?
Sure, this is Deputy Orley.
Hold on a second, Orley.
Stepping up.
Let me get the trumpets ready.
Woohoo!
Trumpets, but close. I was thinking about that.
Absolutely, and you can post my email address. People could feel free to reach out, and I can keep track and communicate liaison between people. That's no problem.
Orly, may I type it in right now here and post it?
Absolutely.
Tell me verbally real quick, and I'll type it.
My email is Orly, O-R-L-Y, my first name, the word MY, and light, Light. That's all one word, orlymylight@gmail.com.
Pretty easy.
That is the appropriate email, Orly. orlymylight@gmail.com.
Orly my light.
Everybody, let's thank Orly from the heart for volunteering for a very key and vital role in this mission. Thank you, Orly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Of
Thank
course.
you, Orly.
Any other questions for right now, guys? Because it's coming up on 5, and I want to tell you guys, we are going to have a special webinar on Friday, and Phil Stowe, who's got some very interesting things he does. Phil, are you on?
Hi. Oh.
Hey, Ben, I'm here.
Phil Stowe!
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going awesome. Thank you, sir. Could you in 3 minutes please introduce yourself to the group, about your Facebook group as well, and tell people on Friday how we're doing a webinar here live in Sean's office to talk to people locally about what we got going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hi, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Phil So, and among other things, I run a Facebook group for blind and low vision community in New York City. Well, the group is called New York City and Tri-State Blind and Low Vision Community. And so we've got like 450 members in the group. And so Ben suggested this idea to do a Facebook Live since he and I are going to get together for lunch this Friday. So we are going to be having lunch in front of the camera to show you guys what we are eating while Ben talks about, this upcoming event. And
description in the Chewy.
Exactly. So it'll be partly a show about the event and partly like a dining eating show to show you guys what we're eating. So it'll be like a food critic show, partly like that. So and David will also be there. So yeah. So it'll be fun.
What time have that webinar? What time is that?
So tentatively, we are thinking Friday, 12:30. I'm thinking, if that works for.
We'll make a firm announcement, and we'll follow up with everybody on this call and everyone that was on last week's call, and we'll have a firm announcement. But we're going to have some really cool updates that day, and we'll have everything that needs to be firmed up will be firmed up. We'll talk about our accessibility announcements, et cetera, et cetera. If you can make that, great. If not, we'd love to send you the recording.
Yep, sounds good. Perfect.
Thank you, Phil. So
it would be great to get a record because I'll be busy with my work. Unfortunately, I won't be able to present anyway.
And also, like for those of you who are coming out of town, like if you have any question about logistics, local, all that kind of stuff, you can join the group, and because there are a lot of people in the group, so they can answer questions about transportation, things to do in town, stuff like that. So the group name.
Hey Phil, this is Kirk Adams. Hi.
Hi Kirk, how are you?
I'm good. I just want to say that when I moved to New York in May of 2016, and we lived there for 14 months, I found that group and met Phil. But super helpful, like he just said. If you want to know where to get the best bagel in the neighborhood you're in, they're really great in that group. There's like 450 people, so there's an answer to every blindness-related question in that group.
Yes. Thank you, Kirk. Thank you.
What's the name of the group, Phil?
It's New York City Tri-State Blind and Low Vision Community.
Okay.
I'm going to throw that in the comments here. Hey, Kirk, for some reason, I didn't recognize your phone number on this call. And in these last few minutes, I'd love to throw the microphone to you or hand it to you respectfully, sir. And would you please just tell folks on the call that haven't heard you before a little bit about your experience with Sean Callaghy and the results formula and why you got involved with him?
I think I know everyone on this call.
Oh, wow.
Which is a great group of people to know. But I met, brief version, met Sean coming up on a year ago. He had become very, very interested in addressing the inequitable employment situation for people who are blind, and a mutual friend, Nikki Jeffords, connected us because she knew that is the primary focus of the American Foundation for the Blind, where I'm privileged to be the president. And Sean and I spent a lot of time together last January getting to know one another, and he invited me to a 2-day trial run of the training that you'll experience in January, and that's where I met Ben. And subsequently, Sean has become a financial supporter of the American Foundation for the Blind in a very significant way, and has joined our board of trustees. So we're attacking the same problem. We have the same desire and passion to change the landscape for employment of people who are blind. We go about it in pretty different ways, but that's what merging of ecosystems is about. You find common ground, you find ways to leverage each other's strengths. Sean definitely has an approach that's disruptive, and we need to disrupt these systems because doing more of the same thing we've been doing isn't getting us there. So we're all for innovation and trying new things.
Thank you, sir. I certainly appreciate everybody in this call, and especially Kirk, in your schedule. I really appreciate you taking time to do these calls. I truly do. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. I mean, what a group of people. So I get Oksana and Nazreen on the same call. That's pretty sweet.
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Still not sleepy so
That's
far.
Right. Good. Well, you have a good night. Take good care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Kirk.
I've now pressed the post button for the NYC Facebook group for Phil So. So if you guys want to check that out, you're more than welcome to say hello to the folks out here in the tri-state area, New York City, New Jersey area. And Phil, thank you so much for specifically highlighting, guys. Like, I didn't mean to neglect to say that, but like, that's a wealth of information in that Facebook group. If you're coming out here and you're blind to this area, those guys, they know all of the info. So check it out.
Yes, and make sure to join the group, not the page. The Facebook page is just a landing page, so the group is where the action is happening.
Okay. Just to throw this out there too, I was doing some research over the weekend. It's a 7 till, I know, Ben, you mentioned the train, which is fantastic, but if someone doesn't want to navigate that, there's a $7 to $11 Uber ride from the Marriott to the Lowe's Theater, which is 10 minutes away, just so you know.
See, now that's the kind of thing I was thinking. If we all stay at the same spot, we can be sharing Ubers back and forth cheaper than train rides. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I was thinking about that.
Front door pickup and all that good stuff. And then from the Lowe's Center, from the airport, is about 20 minutes from that Newark airport. So those who want to know, the whole thing from the airport to the hotel is 30 minutes, just so you know, by Uber.
Ooh.
So just so you know.
Nasreen, I think you and Orly should be talking. And, I think the two of you will get really serious about a couple of things. Oh my goodness. That's what I love it. I love it, you guys.
Absolutely.
We're serious folks on the phone. Serious folks on the phone, y'all. Anybody else have something cool or something to share? Some wins? Any questions?
Anybody hungry? I'm on my way to school to start cooking my finals. I'm doing a 6-course tasting menu.
I volunteer for your official taste tester.
Okay, you got it.
Good luck on that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
We'll
guys.
be waiting for your news.
All right.
And
All right.
your achievement.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Take care. Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
guys.
Thanks, everybody. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
You too. Bye, Ben.
Bye, good night.
Bye, guys.